Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to be going through the week 4 tutorial questions. This week we looked at reinforcement learning. So looking at question 1, we're going to think about value functions. Now they've given us a text description of a world which contains two states, S equals S1 and S2, and there's two actions that we can take represented over here. A equals A1 and A2. We've also got a transition function delta and a reward function R. And this basically tells us for a given state and a given action, which state are we going to end up in? That's the transition function. And also for the same action and state pair, what reward can we collect by taking that action? So part 1 of this question is asking us to draw a picture of this world, and we're going to use circles for the states and arrows for the transitions. So going over to the whiteboard, in this world we can see that there is two states, S1 and S2. So we're going to need two circles to represent those. One for S1 and another one for S2. Now, we've also got two actions that we can take in both of these states. If we look down here, we can see what happens in terms of the transitions and the rewards for taking a certain action. So we focus our attention here first on the transition function. This is going to tell us where to put our first arrow on our picture. So what this is saying is that if the agent is in state 1 and he takes action 1, he's going to transition and finish up in state 1. So what that means in terms of our picture over here is that it's a self loop. The agent beginning in state 1, if he takes action 1, he ends up in S1 again. So the arrow basically curves around and becomes a self loop. Now, taking this action from state 1 allows us to get a reward of 0. So I'm also going to I'll put the reward over here that goes along with that action. If we look at the next row, transition function here, we can see that if the agent was in state 1, but instead he took the action A2, he would transition over to state 2. So in terms of our picture of the world, it would look like this. I'll put a little A2 down here to represent that that was action 2. And if we look across to the reward function, for that state and action pair, we can see that it's -1. So over on the world, by taking that action, we get a reward of -1. So you can see how, given all of this information, it's pretty easy to get a picture of this world or any other world drawn up. I'll just go ahead and fill in the rest of the arrows. And there we have the picture of our of our world.